Yo, what is good? Welcome back to krabstrades. Today we're going to be doing a quick trade recap of this Asia session trade. I executed this on live stream. Also, executions are here on, what's it called? Alpha Futures? Yeah, Alpha Futures accounts, as well as on Top Steps. So yeah, also this was a 2 p.m. trade. I think I posted that. Yeah, so this was the video before today, the 2 p.m. trade, and then we caught this in Asia session right here. So yeah, that's pretty much how today went. Also, the PNL is not really accurate because it does reset after 6 p.m. open. So on today, we made whatever we made from this trade, and then whatever we made from this trade. So overall, banger ass day. Also executed this on my live account. One sec, let me pull it up. One sec, where's it at? Sent it out in trade recaps. Right there, took it on the live as well. So yeah, overall, very clean trade. I'm gonna break down exactly what I saw to take this and what gave me the confidence to execute this. So pretty much the first thing coming into the session, first thing above everything, I was super bullish higher time frame, right? So let me hop into replay mode to actually look at everything that happened here. So if we go on the higher time frame firstly, let's go on the weekly. We're trading at all-time highs right now. So all-time highs are right here. So my external draw is super bullish. You can see on the weekly bullish closure, hop down to the daily, market structure shift here on the daily as well. Everything's telling me that we're just super bullish. Also here we ran lower, talked about this in their last trade recap as well. Same external narrative as that 2 p.m. trade that I did post about as well. So we had this daily rebalance right here. Right when we wicked into that unfilled daily gap, we reacted. Also bullish order block here on the 4-hour, rejected. So this is kind of how I'm getting my external narrative, my higher time frame narrative. Strong closure here on the 4-hour, shifted structure above this order block as well. So this would be a IOB on the 4-hour as well, right there. So everything's telling me right now that we want to go back up towards all-time highs here. I don't really see any sign of disrespecting bullish PD rays. All that I see is that we're respecting bullish PD rays and disrespecting bearish PD rays. Also here, if we look down on the hourly, we had this hourly order block that was still holding, and we were showing rejections out of it as well. But yeah, let's see what else. Let's hop down to the lower time frames here. Also here on the 15-minute, we had this change in state of delivery here. I believe we had SMT at this low, and this was also a level I had marked out, or a zone, just because when we closed above this order block here in the past, this inverse order block, we had a reaction out of it in the future. So if price came back down here again, I would look for a reaction out of it again, but I don't want to confuse you with all that. So let's go down to what I actually was looking at for my entry. So 6 p.m. opens up, right? One of my favorite kill zones to trade is 6 to 7 p.m. EST, because that is the 4-hour manipulation. I like to catch that manipulation and then I like to catch my entry at the bottom of the manipulation, right? And then ride it up, catch the distribution. Asia today was very choppy. My external draw did end up getting hit, which was a market maker buy model here, right at the highs there. And yeah, beautiful draw on liquidity met there. It would have survived, but it would have taken about a year to hit the external draw. But yeah, just took my 1 to 2 here, took good base hit across all my accounts, and that's really all that I need. So 6 p.m. here opened up lower into what? A bullish SMT here. And also very important, I marked up here the consequent encroachment of this hourly order block. So this order block right here, consequent encroachment is something that I do focus on a lot, because these levels do actually bottom tick a lot. So CE of the hourly OB right there is just the 50% of it. This zone right here, 50% of the order block. I always mark that up when it's an obvious order block, like it's the only order block in this leg pretty much, so that's why I liked it so much as well. Hopping down to the 15-minute, there was also a OB here. Wasn't as significant as the hourly one. Okay, let's go down to the 5-minute. Also, there was a 5-minute order block aligned as well right there. CE of that order block was also holding. You can see right there, just kind of holding the 50%. It was basically the same CE as the hourly OB, so I'm not going to mark it out. And that's also why I didn't really mark it out, because we did have that CE of the hourly OB. So once we hit that, right, we hit the CE of the hourly order block, 6 p.m. manipulated lower. We had a SMT here. I was looking at it on the 1-minute time frame, and it's not the best SMT ever, but since we had this reaction, I was looking at the order flow on the 15-second chart, right? And by order flow, I mean I was looking at the 15-second like candle development, right? And what do I see here, right? We're consolidating at CE of the hourly order block. So after seeing that, after getting the SMT, I kind of saw that we were holding that PD ray, that CE of the OB on the hourly, and SMT was already in, right? Also, we had a golden pocket of the range holding, so we were holding 3 significant confluences here. A bullish SMT, or not holding, let me say rejecting is a better word. We were rejecting 3 confluences here, 3 significant confluences, CE of the OB on the hourly, golden pocket of the range, the 0.62 retracement, and we already had a bullish SMT in. So after that, I was just waiting on a final confirmation to enter long, and since 6 p.m. did already manipulate lower, this is where we kind of had like a ton of stacked confluences. So that's where I like to take my trades, is where there's a ton of stacked confluences. So we had golden pocket of the range. This range, I pulled my fib right here from, let's see, this high, this low here to this high, just the most obvious swing highs and lows that you see. Like right when I look at this, the most obvious low is here and here. So it's basically like price has been inside of this range, right? So I put my fib from that low to that high, and you can see golden pocket here was also being rejected, the 0.62 retracement level. Golden pocket zone is from 0.62 to 0.79 right there, with the optimal trade entry 0.705. And yeah, just these stacked confluences along with the final confirmation for my entry here being the inverse order block on the 15-second. We got strong displacement closure above. Ideally, I don't like these closures the most. I like the more like chill closures where we just like close above, because it really gives me a tighter, more precise entry, but still took it. Really good displacement, so it's never a bad thing to get displacement in the direction that you want. But ended up holding a bit of drawdown. We ended up getting a new SMT here at where? At CE of the order block on the hourly. You can see how strong of a level this was, and when we were actually in the trade, I wasn't worried at all because everything was still valid here. We put in a new SMT. We bottom ticked golden pocket again right there, and CE of the order block on the hourly was holding. Also, while we were in the trade, we opened up a unfilled 15-minute for value gap above, so I actually like that as a target and as a spot to go break even at really well as well. So yeah, ended up retracing, or ended up running up to that unfilled 15-minute fair value gap, which is where I moved my stop loss to break even. After holding this much drawdown, I want to be smart with my break even just in case my draw is wrong. And we did actually have some sell side here on the 5-minute. So I did want to make sure that I was aggressive with my break even in case we wanted to run lower first and take out this sell side below. So that's why I was very aggressive with my break even. Also, if we go on the 15-minute, I'll tell you exactly what I was looking at. This was the unfilled 15-minute gap here. So it was just the fair value gap that was unmitigated. Price never wicked into it until I moved to break even. So that's how I use unfilled gaps. Really, really good confluence to use. It's one of my favorite confluences, is using the unfilled for value gaps. And if you guys are an exclusive, you already know which time frames I like it on. So that's that. But yeah, 6 p.m. open low, SMT, CE of the hourly OB, golden pocket, external narrative was super bullish, inverse order block entry on the 15-second, and it was a market maker buy model. So this kind of just looked like a buy model, just like this, and it did end up getting completed. Also, what made me even think that this was even more of a buy model was when we retraced lower here. We retraced lower into an unfilled 5-minute fair value gap, and we put in a SMT. And look at the reaction out that we had, strong reaction out. That just tells me even more that we're just going to keep running higher. And in the future, I definitely need to hold some runners and stuff on some accounts, but I just personally like taking the 1 or 2 so much because they're so consistent. But yeah, in the future, definitely should be holding runners low-key on some accounts, at least on one account, just because when I know we're in a market maker buy model, it's pretty obvious, and today was one of those days where it's just really obvious. But yeah, that's pretty much the trade recap, and yeah, thank you for watching. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Comment below how long you've been trading and what you trade. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one, if you're still struggling to get funded, if you haven't gotten your first ever payouts yet, or you're struggling with consistency in your trading, then you can go down here, fill out the form for the one-on-one. This could be for you if you're still struggling, and you can actually work with me one-on-one. I guarantee to work with you one-on-one until you're funded over 6 figures with prop firms and receive your first ever payouts. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to apply for that below. Also, if you want to live trade with me every single morning, I am live on Discord at 10 to 11 a.m. Also, sometimes live for Asia. I did go live for this session as well. So a ton of people took this. I know some people unfortunately got break even. Some people survived. But yeah, overall, very clean day. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to catch you guys until next time. Peace out.